Hello, fellow designers. I'm Vincent, the Sketch Ambassador in Beirut, Lebanon. And in this video, I'm going to show you how we can use the Smart Layout feature inside of Sketch and how it can really help us in creating responsive components. So here we are inside of Sketch, and I already built some components with Smart Layout. Let's go through them, and then we will build these same components together step by step. So as you can see here, we have this recipe card here. We are going to override some text. So the restaurant name, let's type Sigal. This is a well-known patisserie and restaurant in Lebanon. Let's type here the recipe name. So let's write crispy cheesecake from La Cigale. As you can see, the recipe card directly stretches, and then let's change the price. And let's add some description. This is a crispy cheesecake recipe from La Cigale restaurant. Come and grab it. So as you can see, the height of this card automatically changes based on the height of the text boxes. So whenever we are overriding the text, the height will change. And now we are going to change the button label here, order now, and the button label call now. And as you can see, we have this drop down icon here, so I'll just do 2 clicks so I can reach this button symbol, and we will look at the inspector. You can see the arrow icon. You can simply click on this drop down and replace it with the phone icon, which I already built. Here we go. And the same goes for the images. Let's open Safari. Let's choose a cheesecake recipe photo. Let's grab a beautiful image. Copy image and then go back to Sketch. 1 click on the card and then 2nd click on this image. Be careful, do not do 2 consecutive clicks, otherwise you'll be editing the master symbol. Alright, so we do 1 click, we wait a bit, and then we do a 2nd click on this recipe here, and then we will select the thumbnail and paste it. Alright, so as you can see here, we had a stretched image, and in the next step where we are going to build this component together, I'm going to show you a method so we don't get stretched images. So the issue here is that the image that we used, let's go and edit the master. So here the image is inside of a mask, alright, and the image is a landscape one, and the image that we copied from Google is not a wide image, alright, and that's why it got stretched. So we will fix this later on. And the same applies here. Let's just go and copy another image. Copy image, go back to Sketch, select this one, select the thumbnail and paste it. boom. And we can do the same for all of the images. So now we are going to see this form component. I'll just go here and use this lorem ipsum.io, so I can grab quickly some lorem ipsum text. So here for the title I choose like 6 words, generic text, copy it, go back to Sketch, and I'll paste it here. And for the field label I'll write like full name and email address. And in the label here I'll type your full name. For this button I'll change the label to submit, and here I'll type cancel. But this cancel button doesn't really need an icon here, alright? So we can simply, since the icon is a symbol, we can override it with a no symbol. And as you just move your cursor above this button, you can see that there's an empty layer here, which is a spacer. Here we go in the overrides and replace it with a no symbol. Alright. Now as you can see that those two buttons are following each other. So now let's move to the chat component here. Let me go back to lorem ipsum, just grab a one sentence, copy it, go back to Sketch, oops, double click on the text, paste it here, let's generate another one, copy it, you can simply paste the same text. And for the images, so you can see here in the inspector we have two images, so we can simply click on this pink icon and choose sketch data and faces. Alright, so you can change the profile pic. You can do the same, select this one, Shift Command D, you can keep doing it to reach the desired photo. Alright. Now let's override the text here in this alert. So let's paste the title. It's a long one, you can simply double click again and make it shorter. And for the 2 lines description, paste it here. And you can always, since this icon is a symbol, just hide it from your instance. Here we go. Alright. So that's great. Now we are going to create each component separately. So I'll create a new sketch file and start by creating the recipe card component. So I'll press R to create the rectangle. Just remove its border, add a white fill and round corners, about 8 pixels or 16. Alright, make them smooth corners. And now for the image, I'm going to duplicate this layer. Let's just rename it recipe card background. Duplicate it and make it shorter. Right. You can simply remove the rounded corners since I'll make this as a mask. Alright. And now I'm going to choose a recipe photo for the cheesecake. Let's choose this one and save the image to our downloads folder. Go back to Sketch, and here's the trick. Instead of importing the photo inside of Sketch and mask it inside of this layer, I'm going to change the fill to a photo fill and choose the image, which is the one we just downloaded. Alright, I'm going to add now the restaurant name. And let's move it. Oops. Right, 24 pixels, 16 from the top. I'm gonna use a Montserrat font. Change the color to gray, make it smaller. I will duplicate it and add the recipe title. Right, I'll make it black, bold, and let's increase the font size. And here I'm going to add the price, $6, and change the text direction from right to left, make it smaller. You can keep it bold. 24, great. I'm going to duplicate the restaurant name and add the recipe description. I'm just adding like placeholder texts, since we are building now this template, this component, and we can just duplicate it and create instances in your design and overriding its text. So here I'm going to use the Smart Distribute feature in Sketch. I'll select the description with the title and come here in the inspector and type 16. Here we go. So this recipe description, let's make it darker, increase the font size, make it regular. Then I'll give it a fixed width. So this is the width that I need for the description. Alright, I'll go here and add like a divider. This is a rectangle. I will move its border with 1 pixel height. Make it a bit lighter. And the same applies here by going to use the Smart Distribute. Let's make it 16. You can always, so let's say this, you created the divider here, you can select it with the description and the title and click on this tidy button, alright, and just change it to 16 pixels. So here we are going to create these small photos, 8 pixels rounded corners, and I'm going to do the same. Save this image to the downloads, choose a image fill. Alright, here we go. You can duplicate it, grab another image. Okay, so it's fine now. It's 2 images. Let's fix this. 16 pixels. I'll just make the card background or the mask a bit bigger. Now we are going to create our buttons. So let's just duplicate the title, make it medium. This is the button label. And I'll press R to create this background layer and B for disable the border. it 44 pixels in height. Change to rounded corners. It's a bit too high. Great. Now I'll fix the margins. So 16 and 16. Okay, cool. Now I'll come here and grab this pink color. Just made the text white. This is our first button. And now this is our second button. Okay. So you know what? I'm just not going to copy it. We'll fix this inside of the symbol. Let's just fix the margins here, make it 24. So here, as you can see, we have 74 and we want 24 pixels. So we can select this mask and go in the inspector, and as you may know that we can do like calculations inside of Sketch. So we can type here minus 74 minus 24 pixels, boom. So now we have 24 pixels. So first of all, we'll start by creating a symbol from this button. So we will select the label as well as its background. Command Y, which is the default shortcut. Let's type here button. Let's choose right to left layout. So let's make it button without icon. Create. Perfect. Now let's select everything here. Command Y and rename it recipe card. And now we will choose a top to bottom layout and create. Great. So now we will edit the master. I will duplicate my button here. And now this is a button with an icon. So now we have no icon created yet, so I'm going to press A, create an artboard, 32 pixels, which is a square one, and rename it icon slash phone. Command Y, make it a symbol with no layouts needed. So I already downloaded a phone icon. Let's just come in my downloads folder, grab it here. Command K to fix its size, make it 32. Wait, make it white. And you can always add a background color for your artboard. Let's say I want it black, but make sure you turn off include in instances. Okay, so now I can come here, just click on the components panel and drag and drop this icon. Command K, scale it down. Let's fix. I want the spacing to be 8 pixels. Right now I'll select my symbol and click fit. So now we have two different buttons in here. I'll just grab the button with an icon. Alright, make the margin 8 or the spacing 8 pixels. Here we go. And now let's go back to the instance. Alright, so now we have a recipe card component. let's try to quickly overwrite text here. So las equal recipe name, which is a crispy cheesecake. Let's make the price $20. Let's go in lorem ipsum and just grab this text here, paste it in the description, boom. And now for the buttons, let's type order now. All right, so now we have an issue, and I'll show you how we can fix this. So as you can see, while you are overriding the button label text, the second button isn't following. All right, so what you are going to do, edit the master, come here, select those two buttons. All right, and you can group them, name this group buttons, okay, and assign a horizontal right to left layout. You can always assign or use the smart layout features for symbols, for folders inside symbols, as well as nested symbols. So now let's go back to the instance, and here we go. You can always come back and edit the text. Now the two buttons are following each other. And for this button, let's type call now. Great. So since now we have the same layer style for those two buttons, let's fix this. I'll just go here and add a border. Okay, and let me change this one. I'm not going to create layer styles right now. Okay, there we go. Great. Now let's start by creating this chat component. All right, so let's create again this card background, move its fold, its border, we'll make it rounded, add a white fill. Okay, and now you can use the shortcut letter O to create, to create a circle. The border again. Okay, I'm fixing the margins, and I will add a chat message. Again, you can use this smart distribute feature. And I will give a specific width or a fixed width for this text box. Cool. Now I select the circle here and use the sketch data to add a face. And now I will select the profile picture as well as the chat message and duplicate them. Now let's use this amazing feature in Sketch, which is to reorder your evenly spaced elements. So as you can see here, you have this small white circle. You can click on it and drag your element. Let's fix our spacings. Now we have a bottom margin of 121 and we need 24 pixels. So minus 121 minus 24. Let's select all our layers command Y to create a component. chat, and let's choose a top to bottom layout and create. So now let's get back to lorem ipsum, copy this text and double click on the text to paste it here. Ooh, so now we have another issue with the image. So the image is stretching. You can simply select your component, edit master, come back here, select your images and choose a fixed size. All right, you can simply click here in the center and fix the size. Now it's working fine. And let's paste our text again here. Now you can go and change the images. You can simply use the shortcut Shift Command D to change your images. All right, this is it. So hopefully you learned something new today, and we will keep on recording some videos showing you all the new Sketch features and how they really help us in speeding up our workflow. See you on the next video.